Now, I'm not sure what's going on, but it's safe to say that Minecraft is broken, okay? So before I go any further, let me just head over to the dressing room and show you guys what I'm talking about. If you don't know, we've just recently had the Minecraft movie event, which unlocked you this beautiful yarn cape right here. You can clearly see I have it unlocked, but when I go to equip it, for some reason, they call it the Yarn Cape, but you can clearly see that somehow I accidentally have the Idaho Cape. I have no idea why this could be. It's pretty annoying, and I want to talk about it a little more because obviously this might have something to do with the fact that, I got the Yarn Cape pretty early, but something I do just want to address is regardless of whether or not I do it on the default Steve skin or even this skin, let me go ahead and change this cape right here. You can clearly see that if I go ahead and, equip the quote unquote Yarn Cape, yeah, it's still giving me the Idaho Cape regardless of what skin or asset I am attaching the cape to. I'm just going to load up my survival world just to show you guys a little closer that even though this is not, supposed to be happening, this is not just some strange visual glitch. You can clearly see that when I load into a world, it is also showing me the green Idaho cape. As I said, this might be something with me totally not getting the cape early, but other people have done it as well, and yet most people haven't had this same issue. However, I also do know that I'm not the only one having this issue, and that there are a small percentage of players also experiencing the same thing, some of which haven't actually got the cape early, and they got it on the actual release day. So why is this happening, and how can we fix it? Well, unfortunately, I am just going to say I have no idea how we can actually fix this issue. Unfortunately, it is not clear at this time, but what I will say is that it's clear this is obviously some sort of visual glitch, some pretty, annoying visual glitch, because this has been happening for weeks now, ever since the event even, let's say the Yarn Cape actually first unlocked, and yeah, it's never been fixed since. So I will guess that hopefully they will eventually fix this in some sort of update. I'm not going to say the next update, because right now, I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's a priority. Oh my gosh, there's a creeper there. I was not expecting that. What I will say is that right now, I don't think it's a priority of theirs. Oh dear, this creeper has just literally destroyed it. That went totally wrong. But what I will say regarding this quote-unquote Idaho cape, it's also the question of, will they ever fix it? Now, although I like to think they eventually will, unfortunately, I also think it's a very big possibility that they might not. Considering it's only such, a small percentage of the player base experiencing this issue, I don't think, as I said, it's on their priority list, and therefore I don't think they actually realize that this is an issue. I've also had many questions from people asking me whether or not the, original Idaho cape was actually a placeholder for the Yarn cape. And while I do think it has some sort of connection, I don't actually think that was the main, cape in relation to the Idaho cape. But I will say, if this is already happening, then it could quite be a possibility that this was the original Idaho cape we saw back in the day. But then people also saying it has, connection to the Minecraft experience event that we all know that's going on. But I think that if this is an ongoing issue and Mojang don't realize, we will eventually have to make some noise about it, especially if you are experiencing the same thing as me and you do have this quote-unquote Yarn cape. You can quite obviously see it's not the Yarn cape whatsoever, and considering we've all worked hard to get, through these quests to unlock this cape, I think it's very important we make some noise about it, and hopefully they eventually fix it soon. I will say I don't think I'm that bothered about it anymore. Obviously, I was when I first unlocked it, but let's be honest, I got it early, and I'm sure a lot of you did too, and I'm not as bothered about it now than I was when I first had it happen. I think having the Idaho cape permanently unlocked is such a cool thing, especially because when we did get the Idaho cape originally, we all knew it was going to be a temporary thing, but now considering I, accidentally have it permanently, I'm not going to argue with that. Yes, it's called the Yarn Cape, and yes, it's supposed to be the Yarn Cape, but it's not. And I think, having a cape that's unique and just bright green with nothing on it, I guess it adds some sort of rarity to what's, meant to be the actual cape. So the question you have to ask yourself at this point is, if you do have this quote-unquote Yarn Cape / Idaho Cape problem that's going on, are you really that bothered about it anymore? Because, yeah, although this is an issue, I think it's very not so important to the other issues we have going on right now. And regardless of whether or not we actually find out why this Idaho Cape problem is actually happening, even if we don't find out the answer to that question, I think it's still a cool thing regardless that we have this unique cape. I just wanted to make a quick video about it anyway, just to let you all know what is going on with this cape. Yes, I do have it unlocked. I had a lot of questions from people asking me whether or not I completed all of the quests. And yes, if you haven't been caught up with the videos, I did indeed complete all of the quests. However, I did get the... Wait, why is my chicken escaped? However, I did get the Yearn cape early, which I know a lot of people did. So again, that might be related to what's going on here. But to end the video off, I do just want to ask you, are you experiencing the same problem? And if you managed to fix it, which I don't think is possible, but if you did, how did you go about fixing it? But at the same time, do you have the Yearn cape unlocked and are you not experiencing any issues with it whatsoever? Because like I said, I do know a lot of people have the Idaho cape like I do, but at the same time, it's also not happened to a lot of people. And a lot of people do actually have the actual Yearn cape, which is what we're supposed to have right now. So there's obviously some sort of ongoing issue here that clearly is not being addressed to the public. And that is something we need to work together to find out. So let me know what you think to it altogether down below in the comments section. And also, what did you think to the Minecraft movie event as a whole? As you know, they are doing a Minecraft movie too. So it'll be really interesting to see whether or not they do a different event entirely, or whether they keep the same event server and just do different quests altogether. I'm really curious to find out. Anyway, with that being said, I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you give it a like, click subscribe, and also share it with your friends. And also, let me know what you think down below in the comments section. If you want to watch some more videos from me, you can click this one on screen, or you can watch my entire playlist to the right of the screen, and I'll see you all over there. Also, thank you, Minecraft, for the Idaho cape. I really appreciate it.